Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula. Thank you very much for joining us on this lovely Monday morning. It's July 11th of 2016. Let's take a look at today's news. Beginning with Thailand moves forward, the Prime Minister has chaired the official opening of a special exhibition to honour Their Majesties the King and Queen. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha attended the official opening of the mobile exhibition Buabat Yatra, designed to honour Their Majesties the King and Queen. He was joined by members of the Cabinet, foreign ambassadors and representatives of state offices and the private sector. The exhibition has been launched to mark the 70th anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne and Her Majesty the Queen's 7th cycle birthday anniversary in 2016. At the exhibition, visitors will learn about the royal initiatives of His Majesty during the past 70 years. The use of technology presents the portrayal in the form of an interactive exhibition. The project has been designed as a mobile exhibition, first launched in Bangkok before later being moved to Sakon Nakhon, Songkhla and Chiang Mai provinces. The Thai government is adamant to push for large-scale farming practices, hoping to increase crop productivity by at least 20% this year. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has asked Thai farmers to stay up to date with the latest government policy on large-scale farming, which emphasizes on enhancing competitiveness and developing the grassroots economy by reforming the agricultural sector in a sustainable manner. Under this model, he said the agricultural sector will be able to utilize innovation, technology, equipment and management systems from the private sector in creating modern farming methods to assist large-scale plantations. With the new approach in place, the Prime Minister expects the country to be able to reduce production cost and increase productivity by 20% this year. He pointed out that there are currently 580 farms, which total 1.34 million rai, operating under the large-scale farming policy. Products participating in the project include rice, herbs, fruits, orchids, livestock, fisheries and silk. The government has implemented a number of measures to protect Thailand's fruit industry and enable local producers and merchants to compete on the international market more efficiently. Major General Sansern Kaew-Kamnert, spokesman of the Prime Minister's office, said the government has been collaborating with related agencies in introducing integrated measures to tackle the problem of foreign-owned fruit packing businesses in Thailand's eastern region, particularly in Chanthaburi province. He said that the action was taken after the government had received complaints about Chinese businesses opening their own fruit packing facilities, which negatively affects Thai traders. Accordingly, the government has implemented measures to regulate the fruit trade, promote exports of fruit, and introduce other programs to ensure that Thai businesses do not lose out to their foreign counterparts. Major General Sansern added that Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has stressed the importance of the creation of a fair trade environment to help Thai businesses, although he has acknowledged that present international trade, which is more open, means all countries need to relax their regulations, even for foreign businesses, so as not to violate any of the World Trade Organization's principles and conditions. Education Minister General Dapong Ratanasuwan has travelled to Chiang Mai province to chair a seminar with school board members on education reform. General Dapong briefed executive members of the Basic Education Commission and of Thai Rat Witya School on the government's policy. He stressed the importance of quality education and learning opportunities for all children, asking participants to apply the Education Ministry's guidelines to their teaching. The Education Ministry expects to see educational equality within a year and significant development within 5 years. One of its missions is to strengthen the potential of teachers so that they can contribute more to the students. The ministry is also preparing to produce more educators in the next 10 years to meet the growing demand. General Dapong added that the whole school system, support funds, would be revamped, and as many schools, that's the whole system of school support funds would be revamped, as many schools were found to spend schooling subsidies on non-educational activities. Officers from 65 units have attended drills on disaster preparedness to ensure security for investors, tourists, and also the general public. Teams of physicians and nurses from the Bangkok Emergency Medical Service or Erawan Center and hospitals under the Medical Service Department joined in the drills at the Bangkok Youth Center, Thailand, Japan. The drill was collaboration between the Royal Thai Army, the Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Public Health, the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, relevant foundations and civil society networks. The drills were aimed at integrating equipment, personnel and resources for emergency handling in order to decrease the loss of life and property. Minister of Interior, General Anupong Pauchinda, presided over the opening ceremony of the drills. Mock fire and chemical spill drills were conducted under international standards. The drills were also in line with the government's Safety Thailand campaign and Thailand Vision for the years 2015 to 2020. A Vice President of the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has opened a special event where members of the legislature get to hear ideas from the people. NLA's second Vice President, Pirasak Phorjit, who chairs the NLA Meets People project, has opened the event in Songkhla province and told all participants that the legislature has traveled to meet them to listen to any problems and obstacles that they have encountered, as well as any complaints local residents might have. Mr. Pirasak stated that the information collected from each area will be compiled and passed on to responsible agencies to work on and then find solutions. A member of the NLA Committee on Local Administration, Nirawat Punakan, added that the main duty of the legislature is the enactment of laws which are not related to finance, and it has already approved 178 laws. He added that the NLA is also responsible for inspection of the government's public administration by asking the Prime Minister questions that are answered by members of the government. A district office in Bangkok has launched a campaign to promote the public referendum at the city's Sky train station. Deputy Permanent Secretary for the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, Ratchaniwan Asawathitanun, chaired the campaign, which was hosted by the Klong Toei District Office and supported by various public and private agencies, including schools in the district. She said during the opening of the campaign, which was held at Prompong Station of the Bangkok SkyTrain service, that the upcoming referendum has been initiated and will be handled by the Election Commission to allow people to voice their opinions on the proposed new charter. Ms. Ratchaniwan added that the BMA and Klong Toei District Office have been distributing pamphlets and putting up posters, as well as launching a door-to-door campaign to explain the referendum process to Bangkok residents. Ms. Ratchaniwan went on to say that the BMA hopes to see the city's voter turnout at 80% of over 4.4 million residents on August 7th. The Election Commission has also joined the BMA, or the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, in providing a mobile service for those in need of a smart identification card before the public referendum on the draft charter takes place.
Suthiyakon said that the EC had decided to join the BMA in launching the mobile smart ID card service for eligible voters in Bangkok. Locations that the service was brought to included the Ban Bang Care Social Welfare Development Center for older persons in Pasir Charoen District and Bang Care District of Bangkok, where over 200 voters who were without ID cards, which are needed to enable them to cast their votes on August 7th, were able to take advantage of the service. In addition to Bangkok, the EC has asked its provincial offices and related state agencies to implement a similar service for local voters without any need to ask for approval. Mr. Somchai said that the number of people who registered to cast votes outside their constituencies rose by another 34% on the last day of the registration on July 7th. He said that such a number is a positive signal that the public has become alert to the importance of their votes and added to the EC's hope of seeing the voters' turnout reach 80%.
The Internal Trade Department reports that the price of eggs has been a little higher during this period due to a number of factors. Viboonlak Ruomrak, Director General of the Internal Trade Department, explained increased demand resulting partly from school commencement had surpassed the supply. The chairman of a chicken raising co-op in Ang Thong revealed egg prices had to be adjusted upwards since the scorching weather caused some chickens to die and others to lose their appetite, which impaired egg laying. Chicken feed has also become more expensive. In Ang Thong, egg prices have been 14 to 20% higher depending on the size. A pack containing 30 eggs is sold for 100 to 110 baht instead of 80 to 95 baht. A size 9 egg costs 3.65 baht, that's up from 3.61 baht. The Internal Trade Department said the current price rise was minimal. The Electronic Government Agency, or EGA, has held a roadshow promoting the government's mobile applications in Mahasarakham. The activity, called Gov Channel Roadshow 2016, Smart Citizen, Smart City, aims to introduce the services of EGA, particularly G-News and the Government Application Center, or GAC. GAC serves as the directory of government mobile applications. G-News acts as the gateway to government information sources. Mahasarakham Governor Chok Chai Det Amontan signed a memorandum of understanding with EGA in a move to develop the province into the country's first model digital city. EGA has also debuted the government kiosk at Big C superstores to facilitate public access to government news and services using only ID cards. The Natural Resources and Environment Ministry's marketplace project set up near the Government House has been very well received by shoppers over the weekend. The Natural Resources and Environment Ministry unveiled its Creative Market Gifts from Nature market event at the Klong Padung Krung Kasem market on July 5th, and good crowds have particularly sought out quality products made available by agencies under the ministry throughout the weekend. Most shoppers arriving with family members have been seen enjoying the bargains, which range from fresh seafood to fruits, flowers, teakwood products, and also skincare items made from natural ingredients. Visitors to the market have also been invited to join various creative activities designed to promote the environment, including the transformation of unused items into useful, functioning possessions, and the purchase of interesting recycled items, with the proceeds to be donated to Sirirat Hospital. A variety of food from fishing and forest communities can also be found at the event, which opens daily from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Klong Padung Krung Kasem market that is situated next to the Government House. Over 1,500 people from all walks of life have joined a reforestation activity in the northern province of Nan. Participants including Governor Suwat Prom Suwan, conservationists, military personnel, and residents jointly planted more than 3,000 trees in a 300-rai forest. They walked for more than 3 kilometers to the site. The activity was divided into two parts, namely planting saplings and removing wild creepers. Villagers explained that wild creepers can pose a threat to both big and small trees. Participants chose fruit-bearing plants for the mission so that villagers can consume or sell their yields, which in turn will reduce monoculture. The Suphanburi We Love Vespa group has campaigned for safe riding and donated helmets to children. More than 100 members of the group rode their Vespa scooters across the Mueang district in the safe riding campaign. Mr. Atit Surya Panpong, a representative of the group, said that the activity focused on wearing a helmet every time one rode a motorcycle. Motorcycle passengers, especially children, did not usually wear a helmet. The group organized the activity after they saw a police officer, Police Lieutenant Veera Nutsin, who bussed for charity to buy helmets for children. The Nong Ya Chai Police Station and the Suphanburi We Love Vespa Group will give helmets to children at a local elementary school on July 12th, which is tomorrow. And that's it for our first segment of Thailand Moves Forward. We'll now take a quick look at some of the exchange rates and also commodity prices. Newsline will be back with ASEAN and beyond. Don't go away.
Now that we are together as one, the dreams of 600 million people may come true.
We have to respect every woman and every child as a person and have a full human rights and no violation whatsoever.
If we combine that resources with research and technology, it will improve our life quality and our economy a lot.
So we open to each other more, and media play a very vital role. This is what I want to see. I want to communicate more. I want to know more about you.
These are the voices to remind us that today we, all the people of ASEAN, are the center of this great community. ASEAN, the people-centered community.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. It's now time for ASEAN and beyond. The committee of Princess Mahachakri Award Foundation has called a meeting with relevant agencies in Surat Thani to discuss the selection of nominees for Princess Mahachakri Award. The meeting was chaired by a committee member of the Princess Mahachakri Award Foundation, Dr. Benjalak Namfa. Other participants included respected educators, members of the Basic Education Commission and the Government Public Relations Department, Deputy Director General Jarun Chayasorn. The Princess Mahachakri Award was established in 2015 to mark the 60th birthday anniversary of Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn and to acknowledge her role in educational development. The award is also intended as an honor for dedicated teachers in Thailand and from ASEAN countries as well as Timor-Leste. Candidates are chosen by the commitment to the students and a short list of nominees is compiled. The award ceremony is held every 2 years. Let's now take a look at what's happening around the world. Protests against the shootings of 2 black men by police continued into the evening around the United States, shutting down main arteries in a number of cities. Marchers took to the streets in North Philadelphia, confronting a line of officers who were wearing regular uniforms. Hundreds of protesters marched from City Hall to Union Square in New York. The crowd later swelled to around 1,000 people and effectively closed down Fifth Avenue. Protesters shut down I-94, that's a major thoroughfare linking the Twin Cities in Minnesota, near the suburb where Philando Castile 32 was shot on Wednesday night. Protesters also shut down a main artery in St. Paul, Minnesota on Saturday, leading to numerous arrests, scuffles and confrontations between police and demonstrators. Protesters asked to disperse through rocks, bottles and construction rebar at officers, injuring at least 3, according to St. Paul police. Police then began making arrests and used smoke bombs and marking rounds to disperse the crowd. It was the 3rd straight day of widespread protests after the fatal shooting of Alton Sterling, 37, by police in Baton Rouge on Tuesday, and the death of Philando Castile, 32, on Wednesday night in a St. Paul suburb. Thousands of demonstrators gathered in central London to march in protest against last week's vote to leave the European Union. The referendum result has plunged Britain into political chaos and was rejected by most people in the capital. Most protesters were young adults, and many were draped in EU flags, while others waved banners proclaiming slogans like "I'm with EU" or simply "Brexit." London voted 60% in favour of remaining in EU's June 23rd referendum, with younger voters widely in favour of staying in the bloc, but 52% of Britons overall cast ballots in favour of leaving. The vote to leave has prompted a battle within the ruling Conservative Party to succeed Prime Minister David Cameron, who said he would resign after the result. Once again, may I correct, the referendum was held last month, June 23rd. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg confirmed that the alliance will take a more direct approach in fighting Islamic State or IS by providing training to the Iraqi security forces which are involved in an offensive against the militants. Stoltenberg acknowledged a move by NATO and the European Union to form closer defense ties to deter Russia and counter Islamic militants on Europe's borders, seeking a show of unity weeks after Britain voted to leave the EU. Unnerved by the departure of Europe's biggest spending military power, EU and NATO officials signed off on a cooperation pact on Friday, July 8th, to share information and also work more closely together, brought about by fears of a Russian cyber attack, a migration crisis, and also failing states in Europe's neighbourhood. Europe now faces a myriad of threats on its borders from a more assertive Russia, following Moscow's 2014 annexation of Ukraine's Crimea, to a migrant crisis stemming from strife in North Africa and the Middle East. 2 runners were gored on Sunday in the 4th bull run of the San Fermin Festival in Pamplona, northern Spain. Many Spanish towns hold festivals involving bulls during the summer. San Fermin is the most famous internationally and attracts thousands of revelers, many from as far afield as the United States and Australia. The daily bull run starts at 8 a.m. and usually lasts between 3 and 5 minutes. There are 8 runs in total during the festival. Over the past century, 15 people have died in the event, which dates back hundreds of years, according to an account on the unofficial San Fermin website. The last death was recorded back in 2009. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. Thank you very much for joining us. If you do have any suggestions, please write to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, simply typing in NNT, and our website is thainews.prd.go.th/en. Today we say goodbye, showing you some pictures of a joyful water gun festival which was held in South Korea. I'm Cholapansa Narula. That's it. And from all of us at the news desk, have a great morning. Sawasdee ka.